Welcome back. Well, it's an age-old question and common conversation topic. Can guys and gals be just friends? Hollywood made this subject front and center in the super popular movie When Harry Met Sally. Now it's the main topic of a new book called Better Off Friends, a romantic comedy.
Author Elizabeth Eulberg lives in New Jersey, but she made a lot of trips to Wisconsin to do research on her new book. She did it by studying her parents because she grew up here in Portage.
I did grow up in Portage, and I did make sure when I was home a couple years ago for a family reunion, I said to my parents, we have to do very important research. We have to go to Culver's to eat frozen custard and Friday night fish fry. And my dad was like, we love your job so much.
That's awesome. What's your opinion, yes or no? Can guys and gals be just friends?
I think there's a lot of caveats to that. I think it's possible, but it depends on the age and what the relationship is. Like, most of my guy friends are gay, so not an issue, or they're married to a friend. So, but I think when a single guy and a single girl, especially when you get to age where, you know, in my book, they meet in 7th grade, so it's not really an issue. But as, you know, you get older and hormones start happening, it can really cloud a relationship. So I think it can, but I think it's difficult.
Okay. Are you capable of just being friends with guys?
Yes, one of my really good friends from high school is a guy, and I was teasing him while I was writing this book. I'm like, it's what I really feel about you. And he was like, whatever. Yeah, but we're still friends. But I did have a crush on him freshman year of high school. And then we just became really good friends, and now he's like a brother to me, so that seems weird.
Does he view you as a sister, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're very much like, just laugh at the thought of just us ever getting together now.
Yeah.
Until you kiss.
Yeah. And then magic happens.
How much did the movie When Harry Met Sally influence your book and your thoughts about this topic?
It influenced a lot. It was a conversation with my editor. He was talking about how at Scholastic they were saying, oh, we really would like a book, kind of like a teen version of When Harry Met Sally. And I was like, I call dibs, because I love that movie. And one of my favorite parts about the movie are the little interstitials they have with the older couples throughout the movie, where they talk about where they met, because in those like 30, 60 seconds, you really see a relationship that these people have with each other. And so I wanted to do that in my book. So in between every chapter, I have just the characters bantering back and forth about something that happened. So you can really see the affection they have for each other. But I purposely didn't watch the movie until after I finished writing it. And then when I watched it, so much already had been incorporated in my mind, because I love that movie so much. And I've watched it a ton. So
this is your 5th young adult novel.
It is.
So you've written for teens and tweens before, but even you said when you visited a young classroom, what happened when you talked about
yesterday I was saying, oh, you know, have you guys ever heard of When Harry Met Sally? They were like, hands down. And it's such an awesome movie. And so I was like, it's on TV all the time. You should watch it, even though I think they'll think it's very dated with the clothing and a lot of those. It was 7th and 8th graders, so they're not even. Boys are still a little icky at that point, so they don't really. Yeah,
they're grossed out by girls more than anything else. Yeah, I get that. Young adult, this genre or this writing to this age group and for this age group is kind of like the hot target audience of readers, right?
Yeah, I think what a lot of it has to do with is you have your teen readers, and then you have adult readers who really like remembering what it was like. Because when you're a teenager, you have so many firsts. You have your first love, first heartbreak. You're figuring out who you want to be, and I think everybody can relate to that. So a lot of times when I go to events, I have a lot of readers who are in their 20s and 30s as well.
So when a book is for young adults, what kind of age frame is that? How young does it go?
Mine, well, for my books are mostly 12 and up. 12 and up. So there's some that have language in them, and they're a little bit older, but my books are 12 and up.
Okay.
And I've had kids as young as 10 say they've read my books, and you're just, I mean, it all depends on the kid.
Yeah, and that's okay, you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there isn't anything objectionable, but there are some things like the girl Macallan, her mother has passed away, and so she's dealing with those issues and the struggle with that, and, you know, having crush on boys, but it's pretty clean.
Have you talked to, when you talk to kids who maybe read this book, what kind of reaction do you get? So
it's funny, because yesterday the kids had read my book because the teacher had advanced copy, and so they were reading it, and they were just really excited, and they had all these questions about what happens after. They wanted to know everything that happens after the page. They wanted the story to continue, and that's the best compliment, that they're not sick of the characters, that they're still thinking about them and wishing them good things.
Will you write another book? Will you take this to another?
I don't know. I kind of like how I ended it. So, you know, when you write a sequel, and I'm writing a sequel right now to my first book, The Lonely Hearts Club, which will come out next year, you know, when you write a sequel, you have to stir things up again, and I feel like Well, we'll see. Because I don't want to give away too much, but we'll see.
So did you give them answers of what you envisioned happening next for these?
Yeah, I did. I did talk a little bit about where I saw them being, and I just said,
did they like that?
Yeah, they did. Because I said, do you really want me to mess everything up for them? How much drama can two people go through? And they're like, no, we don't want anything. Yeah, so it was. I liked that they were very happy and that they felt a connection with the characters.
Are you always, when you finish a book, are you always thinking about that next book?
Yes, usually when I'm writing a book, like for instance for this book, I was thinking about the characters all while I was writing my book that came out last year. So I spent like a year just thinking about these two characters because there are a lot of questions, like how do they become best friends? Like what do they have in common? What are their families like? And so especially with these two, Macallan and Levi, I had them in my mind for a year before I even started writing them. So when I finally finished, it was a very emotional thing because I just loved them so much. Aww. So I never, you never know, I may continue.
That's cute.
That is so cute.
If you get enough pressure from your readers,
exactly,
right?
Yes.
You've got a book signing tonight and tomorrow. Tonight it's at Boswell Book Company at 7 o'clock, and tomorrow at 6:30 at Books and Company. You can find out more about Better Off Friends and about Elizabeth at elizabethulberg.com. But definitely go meet her, get a copy, get it for your classroom. Sounds like it's a good read for young adults.
And so much of it is based in Wisconsin. I mean, they live in Wisconsin, so there are a lot of Wisconsin references, which are fun for people to see and read.
Do they like custard?
Oh, of course. There's lots of frozen custard. They had cheese curds, frying fish fry. I made a joke about a bubbler at the beginning. So I got made fun of at Syracuse. Bubbler was my nickname freshman year.
That's
so I was like,
awesome.
where's the bubbler? And everybody's like, what's a bubbler? So
it's right next to the time machine, right?
Exactly.
Great to meet you. Come back
Thank you so much.
anytime.